Salutations, everyone! My name is Gwen, and welcome back to an Eccentrics Hobby Closet. I'm going to be talking about something that has a lot of influence over my life, and that being Pokemon. I remember growing up reading the manga and watching the anime. I also collected Pokemon cards and would play the trading card game with my dad and my friends. I was never good at it, but I collected them and I had a lot of fun with that, and I still do. And then when Diamond and Pearl came out, that was when I got into the games. Diamond and Pearl was my first game, although around that same time I also got the original Pokemon Blue and also got Fire Red. And since then, I have gotten every game as they came out, and I am slowly collecting the entire Pokemon anime and watching it from start to finish. So I'm doing another character design video again, because why not? This time, I'm following the trend of people making their own gym leader, like imagining themselves as gym leaders in the Pokemon world. That is something that I feel like every child has sort of done as they grew up with Pokemon. So I've wanted to do this for a while now. This is something that I've been working on and off for a couple of years now. But I think I finally have it nailed down. So I'm just going to play the video, and we're going to talk about this. So my idea was to do a dual type gym. And I chose my typing based off of what friends have told me about, like, what type would I be if I were a Pokemon. And generally I have gotten either Ghost or Fairy or both. So I decided to do a Ghost and Fairy type gym with the concept of each version of whatever game that I would happen to be in would have a different gym leader type. For example, in Sword and Shield, we had a couple of different gym leaders based on whatever version of the game we got. So, Alistair and Melanie were in Shield, and Bee and Gordy were in Sword. So I kind of wanted to go with that, but use the same gym leader, just different types. I stuck with sort of the classic gym leader instead of the Sword and Shield gym leader designs. Although maybe at some point I might design like a Sword and Shield version of my gym leader. I think that could be interesting. Mixing the two uniforms or coming up with a unique uniform. I don't know. I decided that my gym and my gym leader would have sort of like a spooky fairy tale theme, like a cottagecore person in the woods kind of thing. Or I guess maybe this is fairycore. I don't know. I don't know a lot about these aesthetics. I stuck with pretty dusty pastels, mainly purples and blues, because again, those kind of carry both of those aesthetics, like really spooky, sort of Halloween-y, ghosty type of feelings, but also like fun fairy tale. I looked at a bunch of different stuff. I looked at sort of like Studio Ghibli sort of designs, and just kind of like fairy tale inspired designs. I wanted lots of flowy fabrics and puffy sleeves. I looked at kind of like Tim Burton-esque umbrellas, with like the very angular looped umbrella handle, sort of a gothic sort of feel. I drew myself with two of my Pokemon, those being Chandelure and Alolan Ninetales, obviously. I did work out like my whole team, 3 fairy Pokemon and 3 ghost Pokemon. And I went through a lot of Pokemon, but I decided that my team would be mostly self-indulgent. I really wanted to be like not too obvious, but I wanted to stick to my spooky fairy tale sort of theme, while also choosing Pokemon that I like. So for my fairy team, I went with Alolan Ninetales, Sylveon, and Shiinotic. Alolan Ninetales because I love the design, I love how fluffy it is, and It's also an Alolan variant. I have a bit of an attachment to Alola, being that I am of Polynesian descent. I chose Sylveon because I've always been partial to the Eevee evolution lines. That's kind of the main reason I picked Sylveon. And Shiinotic, because Shiinotic is cute, and I think it really keeps with the theme, and it reminds me of the Glimwood Tangle, which is one of my favorite areas in Pokemon ever. And for ghost types, I chose Chandelure, Poltegeist, and Mimikyu. I chose Chandelure because of its gothic aesthetic, and it's also been one of my favorite Pokemon since Black and White. Poltegeist, I love the design, and it also sticks with the theme with being like a cute little teacup and stuff. And Mimikyu, because I love Mimikyu. I'm basic. I am cringe. I love Mimikyu. Some other options I had for Pokemon were Hatterene, Bayonet, Galarian Ponyta, Trevenant, Cursula, Drifloon, Gardevoir, and Togekiss. So there's no like real strategic setting for my team. I didn't look at stats or moves or anything like that. I just wanted the Pokemon that I wanted. It's very basic. I decided that my gym badge would be the folklore badge, and it kind of would look like an open book. Maybe I'll put a little sketch right here to show like what I have for an idea. And I thought that folklore would kind of work with both, because when you think of folklore, you think of various fairy tales, and you think of various spooky stories and stuff like that. I was thinking about making like a whole scene for this, but I really didn't want to. So I basically just try to create some environment with gradients and shading. And then I decided it was time to delete my art and completely redraw Ninetales. I went to bed that night after I worked on this for a while and decided that the Ninetales looked kind of stiff, that there could be more interesting composition with Ninetales with all of its flowing fur and stuff. So I went and found some dog and fox drawing references and did a quick sketch of a new Ninetales and fit it into the drawing, and I'm much happier with how this one turned out. I liked how flowy and energetic the pose is. Just a lot more opportunity for a very interesting sort of composition. You'll see that I will move the flames for Chandelure around a little bit. So instead of it being kind of like a breeze is sort of going across one way like I had before, it's sort of looking like the two Pokemon are sort of moving from behind my gym leader, which I think, again, is much more interesting, and it kind of draws the eye a little bit. It creates some lines of action and stuff. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Generally, I try to copy the Pokemon art style a little bit. However, in the past, when I've tried to do Pokemon art, I have tried to copy the design, but sacrificing, like, keeping the drawing interesting and energetic. So my goal was to try to not stick too close to that. I did try to stick with some of, like, the shading, and I used a grittier sort of pen to try to keep up with the style. I did a lot of studying of the art style, and I have in the past where I've looked at Ken Sugimori and other artists' work, and I've looked at, all sorts of different Tumblr posts and Pinterest posts that have studied, broken apart the Pokemon art style. But in the end, I'm not sure if I really accomplished that, but that's okay, because, again, I didn't want to lose too much life in the drawing. So thinking a little bit more about my gym leader character, I wondered if maybe she could be a writer or something, because that's something that I've always wanted to be, as a writer. I know that Chantel from Black and White is a writer, but you can have multiples of gym leader / Elite Four occupations, right? I've also thought, like, maybe that my character is just a hermit that lives in the woods and then comes to the city every so often to do Pokemon battles and stuff. I don't know. I've also liked the idea of her being like a stat trainer, like Cheryl or Riley from Diamond and Pearl, where you run into her and you walk with her through an area and do multi battles and stuff. but maybe as like a mysterious character or something. And then later on, when you go to fight her, she remembers you and remembers your kindness of going through the forest with her or something like that. I've had other ideas in the past of maybe a gym leader as an evil team leader, but I had a hard time sticking with like an aesthetic or a theme that I really wanted to do. I might circle around to still doing like an evil team sort of character. We'll see though. Anyway, this is my gym leader Sona. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I like how the lighting turned out. Very happy with the Ninetales. This is probably the best Pokemon I've ever drawn in my life. And it's very good. Thank you so much for watching, whether you are new or a returning watcher. I obsessively watch the views every time I post a new video, so every view is very important to me. It also makes me nervous because it reminds me of how many people are watching me and listening to my voice, but that's fine. That's what I signed up for. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment. Comment down below if you want to see me do more of these like Pokemon Sona type of things. It's something that I might do anyway in my own free time, but if you want to see me do those, let me know. If you want to see more of my shenanigans, listen to more of my voice, please subscribe. I do lots of drawing, but I also want to do knitting and crafting and all sorts of other stuff and try new hobbies and stuff because I collect hobbies. But until then, please take care of yourselves and do the things that you love to do the most. Bye-bye!